Wow, thanks for everyone coming out today. This is an exciting day. We should tip off right away, right? We don't have to wait till next October. It's time for some basketball now. When we began this search, we looked for someone that would understand what this university stands for, would understand what this community stands for, and we looked at someone that would understand what our true core values are, mission and values are for this university, this athletic department, and someone would fit into this great community. And I have no doubt in my mind that we found someone that hits on all those points. And frankly, when you look at what this basketball program needs to get us back to the top of the conference and back into postseason play, you talk about recruiting, you talk about player development, and you talk about engaging this great community. And frankly, there is nobody with the skills, nobody with the ability, with the knowledge to get us there quicker and do everything the right way than Eric Musselman. And I'm so pleased on behalf of our Board of Regents, University President Dr. Mark Johnson, our incredible faculty and staff, our students, our Blue Crew, and everyone in this community to welcome Danielle, Mariah, and Eric Musselman to Northern Nevada and to the University of Nevada. Please welcome our new head basketball coach, Eric Musselman.
All right, I got to lower this microphone. First of all, I'd like to thank President Johnson and Doug and the Board of Regents for this great opportunity. Myself, my two sons, Michael and Matthew, my daughter Mariah, my beautiful wife Danielle, we could not be more excited to be back in the Reno community. We spent time in here in Reno in 2010, and we loved living in this community. Many years ago, my father spent a year coaching in Reno as well. When I was at college, high school senior, I took an official visit. I had 5 visits as a high school basketball player, and Coach Sonny Allen got me on an airplane, and I had admired his style of play, wanted to be part of his sideline fast break. And so this Reno community has been part of my family for a very, very long time. And again, my family couldn't be more excited. My wife, Danielle, will be the better half of me in this community. She arguably has a better career than I do. And she has done a remarkable job of sacrificing for this day for our family. She's been on ESPN, NFL Network. We moved to Baton Rouge, and she picks up the phone one day and says she's got a part in NCIS New Orleans. So who knows what path she'll take here in Reno. But again, arguably it could be more important than what I'm doing from what she's done in the past. So Danielle, thank you for your ability to allow me to chase this dream. We, in 2010, when I was here coaching the Reno Bighorns, I got a chance to experience this Wolfpack community. I took my son Matthew to a football game, and it was probably the greatest sporting event I ever went to and ever attended, watching the football game with Boise State. Colin Kaepernick is a quarterback. I also made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I forgot to bring a seat cushion on that cold evening, and didn't realize that when you're sitting on ice, it can get cold in there, but the enthusiasm of that stadium to see the fans, it was second to none. And I can't wait to try to create and generate that same type of environment that Coach Sonny Allen had, that Mark Fox has had, that Trent Johnson has had, and that David Carter has had. All those great coaches have laid the foundation for us to continue to reach new heights. The respect that this university has across the nation in the coaching profession because of those 4 great coaches. This job was highly sought after by many great coaches. So they've done a great job of laying the foundation. I feel really fortunate to have coached both Mo Charlo and Nick Fazekas with Reno and had a relationship, and to hear how prideful they are to have been a part of this Wolfpack family. And last night I got a chance to talk to Ramon Sessions. It was interesting. They lost a 2-point basketball game, a heartbreak loss, and about 20 minutes after the game, I got a chance to get to talk to him on the phone, and the pride that he has in this place is absolutely remarkable. So I feel so fortunate with the great coaching history, the playing history, players that have made the NBA. I think it's really going to benefit us as we try to recruit great athletes. Earlier today, we had a chance to meet with the team. I couldn't have been more thrilled looking in their eyes and seeing the excitement of what we're going to do and the work ethic that they're going to present. We have a lot of work ahead of us, obviously, and I think that all the guys are going to buy into what it's going to take to grow and become a better basketball team over the next couple years. A lot of people have asked, why Nevada or why college? And that's easy for me. The excitement on a college campus, the family atmosphere. I can't wait to go to football games. I can't wait to support the baseball team. I can't wait to go to women's basketball games. And that's the biggest difference between the NBA and college is the family atmosphere. And then for the guys that I get to coach, all these years that I've spent coaching, I'll be able to give them knowledge and try to not only make them the best basketball players that they can possibly be, but really, we're not just coaching the next 4 years of their life, but hopefully I'll have an impact on these young men as they become adults over the next 40 years. And really, that's the most exciting thing to me, to be able to take part in these guys' lives. And like I told them earlier today, Coach Carter, who recruited all of the returning players, they're going to have a relationship with Coach Carter for the rest of their lives, and they'll also have a relationship with me for the rest of their lives. And to me, that's the really neat thing. And we talked about the importance of academics with our student athletes, and how you act and conduct in a classroom is also how you will act and conduct on a basketball floor in practice, and how we want each one of our basketball players not only to get everything they can out of their athletic ability, but just as importantly, how they need to get everything they can out of this university, not only socially, but most importantly, from an academic standpoint. I'm so excited to recruit here at Nevada. Again, because I've lived here and I understand what a special place this is, not only from a living situation, but it's the perfect size for a college student. There's the campus is obviously so beautiful. It's been proven, the athletic success. It's a top-tier university from an academic standpoint. And then you add in the beauty of Lake Tahoe and the surrounding areas. So I think we're going to definitely dive into this recruiting thing. We started earlier today. Doug was looking for me. We were trying to get over the Board of Regents meeting. I was outside on the phone talking to a couple recruits. So we understand that the lifeblood of our program is our ability to recruit and bring in players. And I couldn't be more excited to take part in that and try to bring in the best possible, not only players, but student athletes to this university as well. The Mountain West, the conference that we play in from a basketball standpoint, it's a big challenge. There's no question. There's so many great coaches in this league, guys like Larry Eustace. You look at Craig Neal. Craig actually played for me for 6 years at New Mexico. The level of talent, when you look at players across the board and players that have been able to play at the next level, we have a very, very big challenge on our hands, not only next year, but the seasons to come. And we're looking forward to that challenge. We're going to set high goals and high standards for our team on the floor next year. And we understand that starts tomorrow. We're going to get the guys together tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and that'll be the beginning of a new era. And us getting ready and understanding and having great, great respect for everybody in the Mountain West, and understanding that the work that we put in from now until our opening game is of the utmost importance. and we understand it's, again, a huge, huge challenge to play in such a great conference. But playing in that great conference would also help us in recruiting players not only regionally but also nationally. You know, people have brought up the resources and the facilities, and Doug and I have had some unbelievable conversations, very truthful conversations, and we have what we need to win here. I can tell you that. Everybody would like to continue to improve in all areas, and I have no doubt whatsoever that we will continue to improve as we look to get a new practice facility and such. But having said that, I know with myself and our players, all we need is 2 buckets and 94 feet, and we're ready to rock and roll. And that I say that with all sincerity. If you look at my background, there's sometimes courts in Venezuela aren't even 94 feet, and it's hard to get 2 buckets sometimes. So we feel fortunate with what we got here, and again, all of our players, I think, are extremely excited. We understand that Lawler, you walk in there and you get goosebumps. It's a perfect size arena for us playing in this conference. Now, what we got to do is we got to get some more people in there. And, it's our job, not only my job, but all of our assistant coaches, but also our players, the way that we conduct ourselves in the community, the way that our student athletes conduct themselves socially with other students on campus, the way they conduct themselves in the classroom, we hope will drive our attendance not only with people in the community, but also our student body. And that becomes so important with wins and losses, how we draw. And so we're going to make it a conscious effort and do everything possible to make people feel proud of the product that we put out on the floor in Lawler once we start basketball season. So, I've never had more energy, more excitement. I've coached at every level, coached at the highest level, and I think this is the most excited that I've ever been to take on a new challenge. And, if I'd like to open it up if there's any questions, fire away. Aileen, you got to say something.
The difference. Welcome back. The difference between been head coach, different levels, the NBA, the D-League, what the main differences do you see coming to a major college program, taking over the program?
I think there's so many different challenges, and there's so much difference between the NBA and in college basketball. I stated that for me, the neatest thing is to having an impact on people for the rest of their lives. I'm not so sure how much of an impact I had on Ron Artest, a Meta World Peace, but I know that I can have a big impact on these guys. And obviously, Aileen, having covered the NBA for so long, that you have an impact on them during the course of a basketball game. But the neat thing is being with these guys on bus rides and being able to spend time with them, talking about social things, whether they have a problem with a girlfriend or whether they need help academically or if they're homesick while they're a freshman, all those things that have an impact. And for me, it's really special because I have a son who's exactly these guys' age, so I know what they're going through. My son, Michael, is a freshman, and to hear in his voice and to watch him mature even over the last 8 months is such a neat thing. And, to some degree, when a parent turns his child over to a basketball program in a university, we act as a second parent for those guys for 4 years. And so to me, there's no better feeling to try to help guide them in that direction. But we would need a litany of time to try to talk about all the differences, even from a basketball standpoint. And I'll give you one quick example. In college basketball, baseline out of bounds, both offensively and defensively, is so important. In the NBA, you might only have 3 or 4 baseline out of bounds times where you have to defend or offensively. And then in the NBA, we all know in the last 40 seconds with the timeout rules, you could have 5 or 6 side out of bounds situations in the last minute and a half of a game. And having said that, I think that's what really prepares NBA coaches for the college game because of all the late game situations that you prepare for. When you think of 4 quarters instead of 2 halves, when you think of an 8-minute game, when you think of 82 games as compared to a 30-game season, the experience that NBA people have is, it's 3 college seasons for one NBA. So there's a lot of experience. And if you look at NBA coaches that have gone on to college, there's been unbelievable success when guys have elected to go that route. It's been a little bit more of a struggle when people have gone from college to the NBA. So, I think that there's so many differences, but the recruiting aspect, the one good thing is when you're in the NBA, you can only win with horses and with really good players. And so the drive for me to recruit and put 100% effort in recruiting, I understand you got to win at any level with players. And X and O's is great, but you need players to win basketball games. So the lifeblood of our program is going to be recruiting.
This program obviously had a lot of success if you go back about 10 years ago. Since the move to the Mountain West, it's been a bit of a struggle. But what do you see as the potential of this program in the Mountain West and potentially regionally?
Well, I think the great thing is that there has been success. To me, that's what's really neat. That's what we can sell to recruits is they've won there, because guess what? There's a lot of universities that don't have any success, and they struggle year after year. And this building has been rocking. I've been in it. I went to, I think, 6 games a year. I coached the Bighorns in here. When my father was coaching in Reno many, many years ago, this place was rocking. When Edgar Jones was playing here, this place was rocking. So there's fans that'll fill this place. We just have to put the product on the floor, make them proud. Again, the Mountain West is a great conference. I think that's a positive. I don't look at that as a negative that, we're no longer in the WAC and the competition is. That's great, because great players should want to play against great players. And so to me, I think it's a positive, and obviously it takes some time. You got to get your recruiting classes in, and I think that the administration. I know Doug and I have talked over and over about the way that we can be successful, and we understand that it is a different conference than what it was 10 years ago. But having said that, I think it's a real positive that we're playing in such a great conference with great coaches and players that have NBA potential.
Do you have any idea what kind of style of play you would like to implement here at Nevada?
Well, I told the players today that I don't have an offense that takes 30 seconds to run. So even if I wanted to milk the shot clock, I can't do it. Most of our plays and our sets offensively, we want to play as fast as possible. The year I was in Golden State, our team was second in the NBA in scoring. We all know that the NBA is a fast-paced style of play. Now, the players, in order to do that, and Coach Allen can attest to it because his teams played with such great energy and played at such a high pace, you've got to be in unbelievable physical condition. And when we met with the guys today, we told them that they have to have a great commitment from now until our first game, because the pace we want to play at, both offensively and defensively, is at a high-octane place. And we tell our players that, we want it to be cosmetically pleasing to the fan. And in order to do that, it's going to take a big commitment on their end. And, I don't know if they've run a 5-mile in the times that we're going to give them. We're going to give them enough time to train for it, but we're going to ask a lot out of them from a physical standpoint to play at the style we want. And defensively, we want to try to create turnovers. We want our defense to create offense for us. And again, we're going to need these guys in great physical condition. Yeah, we're the first people we're recruiting obviously is our own guys, and we want all those guys to feel a part of this program. And I don't believe there's any such thing as those are his guys, these are my guys. And the one thing that I really feel great about is I played for 2 coaches in my 4-year career at the University of San Diego. I played for Jim Bravelli my first year, and then Hank Egan my last 3 years. And what I learned as a player, we felt the first couple weeks, are we Coach Egan's guys because Coach Bravelli recruited us? And what we found out very quickly is if you buy in, it's one big family. And so I have great sensitivity to all the guys that Coach Carter recruited because I've been in their shoes where someone else new came in. And so I understand the uncertainty because, they chose this great university for many reasons, and one of those reasons was to play for Coach Carter. So I'm sensitive to that, but having said that, I think we're going to, provide them with a new platform. Everybody today starts with a clean slate. Have I sat down and dissected the team? No doubt. I think that Doug can attest to the books that I brought into the interview, that we definitely have gone through all of our players. And even today I handed them a goal sheet and broke down what each of them have done from key statistical categories throughout their college career and where we expect them to be going forward into next year. So we think we have a good group of guys, and we also, with our scholarships that we have available, we feel that we can still bring in added talent. And we told our returning players how important it is when we do bring a guy on campus that we need them to be our best sellers and sell our program and our vision.
Coach, a couple of things. Can you tell us a little bit about the process over the last few days that got you to where you are right now, and how quickly do you want to assemble a staff?
Well, I'll answer the second question first. We would like to get a staff together as quick as possible, but without being in a hurry. The phone can grow out of my ear from now until the time we get a staff. The best recruiter is always the head coach. So I don't sense any panic that I have to get guys right away. It'll probably take me until next year at this time to return all the phone messages and text messages from all the head coaches throughout the country that are trying to recommend different people. So there's been no shortage at all of people that are interested in joining our staff. I've actually been so surprised at the number of quality people that have reached out, guys that have current jobs, guys that might be unemployed, that have unbelievable resumes, that it's almost flattering to see the people that want to join us. But again, I think the most important thing is that whoever we bring in on staff has the same vision that I do, the same vision that President Johnson has, and the same vision that Doug has. And so by saying that, we want to take this process as quickly as we can, but be extremely patient. The interview process, the interview committee, I've had a lot of interviews, and this was by far the best. They were so thorough. It was unbelievable the way they asked questions. They went from person to person and kind of asked questions that were in their own little department or area, whether it be compliance or whether it be an academic question or whether it be a basketball question. And they put you at ease, but yet, the process was so thorough. And that, as you're sitting there, if you might have other options, you're also, every time you go into an interview, you're also taking your own mental notes and saying, is this the right fit? Are they on the same path and same vision that you want? And I was so ecstatic driving. I actually rented a car from here and drove over to see my sons in Danville post the interview, and the excitement as I drove those 3.5 hours. And I couldn't wait to get a phone call back, hoping that I was the next coach instead of a phone call that they're going in a different direction. So to me, it's a great opportunity. Interview process was done so thorough, and that made me want to buy in and come here even more. Thanks again, everybody. Let's go Wolfpack.